What's going on, people? I am trying to listen to National Public Radio, and it just makes me mad. It is 11th Tuesday, January. I went ahead and wrote it on my Facebook page this morning. Happy New Year, my ass. This year is starting off just horribly regarding events of the world. And so I just acknowledge it rather than trying to pretend everything's going to be all right tomorrow. It won't be all right tomorrow if we don't manage this damned COVID. And we're not managing it at all. So I just want to vent that it's, a little frustrating because it does have me putting things on hold that I'd like to do because of a safety factor. Okay? For example, I don't know if I shared this, but I was approached. I heard from a notable and reputable booking agent that wants to work with me internationally. Me? I'm very flattered and blown away. And it's something I'm interested in doing, but I also, because I have experience touring, I know about the hard work and I know about all the strategy involved. And they're talking about getting me involved in the international festival circuit that happens in the summers, which is, I'd love that. But I can't think that far ahead realistically because of the events, of the daily events right now. I think it remains to be seen how normal the festival season is going to be this year, 2022, with the incredibly bad spread right now of Omicron. Even with the less severity of it, the chaos that it is creating with services, school, and everything else, I'm sitting tight. I'm just sitting tight. So Happy New Year, my ass. We'll see if things get better. I'm saying hello, and partially now, current mindset is knowing that many of you look forward to seeing a post from me and you have coffee with me. That's kind of cool. Make no promises, you know what I'm saying? But I'll get on here like now. It's like I'm kind of just ripping. I had no agenda. I really didn't. I'm just saying hello. Dave Newhouse, it means the world to me that we're friends and that we're connected long distance like this. Knowing that you do watch me regularly, I will shout you out. And again, I am just kind of diffused with my focus as a result of no expectation regarding Mana Mirage. Once you put me on notice, I'll focus on it and finish it. I could do it today, and maybe I will now that I'm saying this. But I think you admitted it. It's a human thing that we'll do things like this and we'll put it off to the last minute. Not out of disinterest, but out of human nature. we, excuse me, we do what we do our own thing. So consequently, I continue to be just working on new music and ideas. Pat Bullock, when you see this, when you visited the other day after the New Year's, and I showed you my recording process and started working on that beat, it's come along further. It's not done, but it's like, I think I have a new track here. And I am going to name it after you, Pat, in one fashion or another. It'll be named Pat or something. I hear tentatively from the record company that they're hoping to hear something about the repress by the end of this month on Future Still. So, but also, well, I'll just leave it at that. What's down here? Not much. I had played some music and put a bunch of it away. What's still sitting out is this new age artist, Giles Reaves, with Goin. Letting Go. I have 3 of his albums, and I heard about this guy through listening to Hearts of Space. Now, this album, to me, has had all the elements to cross over into a commercial market. It's got a guitar. This guy, Goin, plays guitar kind of like a metal guitar, but in a kind of new agey setting. This is actually pretty good. I have 3 of Giles Reaves' albums. They're really good. Seriously, melodically and texturally unique. He doesn't sound like other people. That's what gets me, and this is what charges me up about music, is kind of the insanity of the world, where so much product that is quite obviously mediocre and has nothing to do with the quality of music, and that stuff sells like the bucket loads. Sucks. It sucks. It just is always in my mind about the insanity of how mankind has chosen to live. We live in a real world with unreal expectations. They're all based on material. That's why things are such a mess, is because the focus remains economic as opposed to humane. So we're doomed. I mean, we're going to all keep living our lives and going to the store and watching our shows and doing whatever we want. But the long-term trajectory is not good. I don't know what our grandchildren, what kind of world are they going to be? Anyway, see. Viva, Los Angeles 2. This is not an album, it's a CD. And I'd have to read this again. It's like it's talking about the scene out on the West Coast. Bands like Savage Republic are on here. Psycon, that band that Perry Farrell was in before Jane's Addiction, they're on here. There's a big book in here. One of my favorite songs on here is by an artist named Marnie, who apparently just kind of did a few one-off things and worked for Savage Republic. Cool. I was listening to this yesterday. I don't have very many punk records. The few that I have are kind of because they're autographed or they're to do with a show. And this one I kept because it was a show and it's autographed. Stupids. They were some kids, literally, some children from England who were excited by the hardcore punk scene, started a band, and toured the world. They ended up playing here in Omaha. And it was a wild show. I mean, I remember it very well because I was, I've always played with younger people. And I just loved that energy. And these kids, I got to call it like it because they were kids. They just blew me away how much moxie and just balls they had. They're out touring the world, seemingly barely know what they're doing, and they were having a blast. And they put on a really, really good show. Really high energy. They played well. I was saying that to someone the other day, or did I say it here, that for me, the experience of music is myriad. And it's not about one thing. It's not about just whether or not you're good or whether or not you're the best at this. It's what it does to you individually, and that can come from almost anywhere. And that's the way a lot of punk and not a lot, but some lo-fi music hits me. Some music where the people can barely play. I don't own the Shags album because that's a novelty. But is there musical merit there? Well, the fact that they did it, gives it some merit. Another person like that is Jandek. Now let me see if I can grab one right quick. Jandek. Yeah. So you guys know about this outsider artist Jandek. He's got a bunch of recordings, and it's usually just him and one instrument, and it's very atonal, dissonant. Overall, it's hard to listen to, and yet there's something there. I've had more than one Jandek album. I've kept this one, but for example, when I pulled that, the next album, I said, well, I just go ahead and do a pull. What's the next album next to Jandek? Tommy James and the Shondells, Cellophane Symphony, right? Yeah, this is actually psychedelic, and it's actually good. And it's also a shame the way that Tommy James, like every other artist that got ripped off signing to Roulette Records, which was a mafia-fronted scam, they never paid him correctly. And he went public, and, he went public about this. I think he ended up settling years later, getting something, possibly. But that's, again, just business. I hate the business. I love the music. Okay. And I think the last thing I'll say is just some other stuff sitting around is I have fun here making art and just goofy little stuff. So I'll make for my archives. When I make recordings, I archive them on CD. I used to do it on tape. But I'll make little record covers for them. So I have a series of ambient mixes. I've just recorded a lot of stuff. Here I borrowed a piece of artwork by Dereck from Icky Blossoms to make this cover. Isn't that a really good piece of his? We were talking not long ago, and he said that he would be honored if I wanted to use some of his art for an actual release. And I said, I'll put that in my back pocket. Thank you. Here's a burn CD where the record is really hard to come by and expensive, but it's a good rock record, 2066. And then hard rock with that good cover. I remember when I used to see this record and wonder about it. I usually didn't have the money to get it because there would be so many things else that I would want. So, I think the last thing I'll say is, yes, I'm going to continue to speak when I feel I need to about racism and low-down people who have bad intentions in mind. It's specifically, the thing I'm talking about, if you don't get it yet, is besides the institutional racism that I deal with this historical perspective from a lot of white people that, black and presumed criminal. And that has to do with the harassment I've received over the years regarding my teeth because, the truth of the matter is out, and I'm here in Omaha, and the truth of the matter is known. So these anonymous people, I address it because it's part of the larger picture I talk about the sickness of the world. That I have nothing to hide. I don't have to prove anything. And yet I have these anonymous people with bad intentions for going on, 10 years now? Just keep popping up here, And it's it's an example of what I say my race of people are dealing with on a larger scale. And it's not right. And I'm here to fight it in my own way. And I'll continue to speak out. Yeah, because it's just like I said on my Facebook page today, Happy New Year, my ass. Oh yeah, who else died since yesterday? No Records, Budgie, the lead singer of Budgie, never bought their records. That was I settled on Uriah Heep when I heard Budgie at the same time, and Budgie was not quite enough for me. And recently I went back and was listening to some Uriah Heep, and I was sitting there thinking about how I really must have ignored David Byron's vocals because they're just really over the top and really grating. But the music is great. Mick Box and Ken Hensley from Uriah Heep, I love the way they sound together. So, kind of rambly this morning, but that's where I'm at, okay? This is where I'm at. No plans today. Seriously, I plan to stay home. And I'm having no other symptoms. I'm having no symptoms. Just, when I wake up in the morning, it's, a little stuffy. And I'm just keeping it simple. Okay, people? Oh, also, when folks, some of you have endeavored to share things with me in the comments and you write fairly long things. I may not respond to you, but I do read them. I think what's significant to me is if you feel comfortable enough and you feel like it's something that you want to do, to tell me these things or to share them, that's okay. Because I'm about healing and coming together as opposed to continuing the divisions or stoking the divisions just so that somebody can make some money, because that's what that shit is about. Okay? Have a good day, evening, whatever.